Salad or Dolly, threw a great party. We all drank Bacardi, it got kinda gnarly. We're light as a feather, we're tougher than leather. Together we're weirder together.
Welcome to Weirder Together with Ione Sky.
And Ben Lee. I feel welcomed by you, Ione.
Oh, how can you? I'm having an existential crisis.
You're having a dark night of the soul. Existential, I believe is the word you're looking for.
Existential crisis. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, it's a move. A move can trigger these sorts of things, can't it?
I know, it's a delayed reaction. I mean, I had an initial reaction to moving, and then I thought I was in the clear.
And you're such a nester. Like your abode, the location with which you base yourself, is a vital part of your identity at any given point. I mean, I have been in hotels with you where there have been multiple hotel room changes upon checking in, speaking to how importantly, how much you value the space you find yourself in.
That's right. I mean, and it sounds like I'm this, fancy schmancy. I guess
Diva, dare we say it?
I'm a diva, but I'll move to tents even if we're camping or something. Like it doesn't matter if it's like very fancy or not. I need to kind of find the room that suits me.
You're always looking out for what else is available. And would you say, did you ever sense this tendency make itself apparent in other areas of your life? Say, relationships, possibly.
I guess so, but that's a little, I'm not looking, well, I don't know. I guess it's the same thing. Yes, exactly.
But how you feel, you're just feeling like you're in a new house, you don't know who you are.
Well, it's funny because I was saying, so moving twice, well, not that it's not a lot. We landed in Australia for this long stint, and we had this one place. And then now moving within a move makes me feel like I'm really living here, which I love, but it's also bringing up a lot of feelings. So on one hand, I'm loving this new phase of renting, and like it feels really
inner West life.
That's
inner
great.
West pride.
That's great.
That, yeah.
That's been great. Yeah, I'm loving the inner West. But on the other, it's the nesting thing. And I'm a recliner, and I'm like Diane von Furstenberg. I'm active. I like to be, I like to walk around and all this. It doesn't mean I just want to be reclining, but I'm a lounger in my home. I do love to be reclining. And right now we're like in between sofas, and there's like not enough seating or something, and I can't recline.
You're a recliner in a family of recliners. So there is quite a lot of competition for that couch space.
That's right. I mean, I do, it's funny.
Can I get one thing on your makeup? Done.
Yeah, it's funny. I know we're fixing each other up. We needed a mirror before. So it was funny because your mother came to see Goldie's room, and Goldie doesn't have she said, where's her desk to do homework? And it's such an old-fashioned thing. Like, I had a desk in my room. I had a school desk in my bedroom, like an old. It was like the same desk that was in a public elementary school, a wooden desk with that like opening, and then the lid. I think it lifted up. It was like really heavy metal and wood old school desk. But yeah, I always did my homework
and these days,
at a desk.
Yeah, and these days the children do be working without desks.
Yeah, that's
just on
right.
their computers,
That's
don't they?
right. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get you reclining soon enough. The day will come. I would say you're either dancing or reclining. There's no in between for you.
I'm dancing as fast as I can.
And yeah, but all in all, are you beginning to get a sense of what this next form of Ione Sky is as you shift identities once again?
I do love the idea of painting this is the first time I've had a studio to paint in. I've always painted in my house because we have a place that has this huge room with cement floors and a lot of light that used to be a garage or something.
In LA,
In LA, and they were converted it. So it was just looked like a studio. So there would be music recording or painting happening, whatever. So I felt so like, oh, I don't need to drive anywhere. So I'm really excited. Yesterday we came in and I wept.
Yeah, you did.
In the studio.
You shed some tears. I wrote a little music and
You wrote a
wept.
great song, and I
Yeah,
cried.
a little bit of a song, a chorus.
Of
but
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been going through a lot. I don't know. I was just kind of waking up every morning like, I feel really unhappy. But I think it was, they say depression is repression. So I choose to kind of
I've
like,
heard that. I read that once in the Bodhi Tree bookstore.
oh my God, R.I.P.
Dr. Wayne Dyer. Do you remember him?
Familiar.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
miss that. I mean, it's funny, like all that stuff is so, I just like, I wish I could go back to believing all of that.
That was back when we didn't realize that self-help was basically turning us into dogs chasing our own tails, creating problems and then healing them. They were more innocent times.
But it wasn't sinister at certain times. Like, just like the atmosphere of the Bodhi tree was, I don't know, it just had a certain atmosphere before I dove too deep at times into different practices where I kind of like lost my personality. I think
Do you have a favorite Bodhi tree memory?
I do have one that was fun. I was with Lisa Ann, and we bumped into this like man, and it sounds kind of creepy, but it was a little creepy. He said to us, let's like read each other, basically, like do a psychic reading.
Like nude?
No. But we sat outside, and he was nice. And he sort of read me and Lisa Ann, and then I read him, and it was like a little too close to home. I was having a very accurate moment, and I kind of emasculated him slightly, but not in a, but it was I could read on his face that he was regretting, which is kind of awesome because it's like, okay, man, you try to pick up some chicks at the Bodhi tree, and I'm gonna read you,
right?
And I read him a little strongly, so that was kind of fun. Just like collection of just the atmosphere, just the window shop, just like, do I need this? Should I get that? I don't know.
I remember seeing Bhagavan Das, who was like a sort of local guru kirtan singer in there, sort of yelling into his mobile phone to his lawyer, trademark it, trademark everything, trademark Bhagavan Das. And I was like, this is the future of New Age culture.
Amazing. This is sort of ties in, but I love the Scott Galloway moment in his last podcast pivot, where he said he loves to take an edible and read, what was it? Bankruptcy reports?
Like some kind of bankruptcy claims from companies. Yeah, right.
That is so funny.
Are you going to get into that? I'd love to see you like eating an edible and crunching some hardcore economic data.
I just love that that's like a go-to stress reliever for him. One last Bodhi tree adjacent story. One of my favorite spiritual moments that I would love to see. I've written this into scripts, and because these cinematic moments. So the Source restaurant, which was, the classic, it was in Annie Hall. Classic,
Father Yod.
Yeah, classic LA health food restaurant. Did we know it was a cult restaurant? I didn't. But Father Yod, the Source family were behind
Great
this.
documentary about
Great
that. People can
documentary. The
check
Source
out,
family were behind it. And Father Yod was a bearded man. He used to be one of the naturalists, like those.
Died hang gliding, right?
Yes.
In Hawaii. Which is like, that is an all-timer for gurus. Like, gurus have some fabulous exits, but that is the best, I think. Yeah.
So this is a bear story, two spiritual bears, because Father...
You mean like gay culture?
Well, that looked like bears.
Yeah,
they weren't bears, but they looked like bears. Margaret Cho has a funny joke now saying Ozempic has ruined the bear culture, and now it's all otters.
Right.
Because they've lost the weight. But anyway, going back to Father Yod, not gay, but a bear, bearded. And then you've got Yogi Bhajan, another bear, bearded. So Father Yod, in the beginning of Father Yod, went to Kundalini yoga and was like obsessed with Yogi Bhajan. And he did the breathing exercise too intensely and passed out. And he said he woke up in the arms. So one giant bearded man waking up in the arms of another giant bearded man who's like kind of cradling him and bringing him to. So I just thought, what an image.
What an image. But also amazing postscript to that is then when Father Yod went on to start his own cult with the Source family, he wrote a letter to Yogi Bhajan saying, "Would you come and be my disciple?" Which I love that.
And then he was putting where was he putting like flyers? And then I think Yogi Bhajan was telling the Kundalini people, take these flyers off. Like somebody was putting too many flyers and the other was having their group take them away.
Amazing.
So fun and funny.
Tell me about the Scorsese documentary that you've been watching. I haven't watched it yet, but I know you've been having a very big... Have you finished it?
He's a bit of an otter, Scorsese.
Really?
Well, I don't know.
Clean shaven. Oh, no, he had to use it, right. When he was with Robbie Robertson in the 70s, he definitely had a bearded period.
Okay, so Rebecca Miller, who's a great director, directed this. It's like, I don't know how many parts. It's so good, I'm dreading it ending. I don't want it to end. It's like a 4 or 5 part Mr. Scorsese. I thought I knew all the lore because, there's a lot. And Scorsese, thankfully, is a great speaker. And you hear Scorsese talk about things a lot. I feel like I know everything about Scorsese and the lore. But this is different. This is like, it goes through all the films and things. But what have I learned? I mean... where do I begin? I'm not going to go on and on about it. It's very good. I don't know. I'm like overwhelmed by...
Just pulling fluff off your microphone.
I know. We have a lot of... Is it dog fluff?
No, it's just like...
Fluff.
Yeah, fluff.
Highly recommend. I'll come back to
Come on, give us one thing you've taken from this, aside from it being very good. It's made you think.
Yeah, of course.
We've had a lot of conversations.
Well, just the loneliness, just Scorsese at one point says he chooses to have a partner because he doesn't want to be alone. Like he knew he shouldn't be alone, but he didn't really know how to have a partner properly. And I don't know. I guess something about that really hit me for some reason. Also, just the movies that when he didn't really want to do them, they didn't come out as good as the ones he wanted to do.
Like which ones?
Well, New York, New York.
Okay.
I didn't know he was also filming The Last Waltz while he was filming
Crazy.
New York, New York.
And what about King of Comedy? Does he talk about that?
He didn't really want to do it, but that still came. De Niro wanted to do that.
Right. Oh, so he sort of did it for him.
This is what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
I remember after Last Temptation of Christ, people were bugging out, just protesting. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
know that?
yeah. Well, the Catholic Church, they know how to protest. They protest habit.
That's true. They do know how to protest. And habits, a movie my brother made. But yeah, this I knew that, but I didn't know the extent. So I guess Scorsese, this is what Spike Lee says in this documentary, that it's not gratuitous, his violence and all of this exploration on the dark man and the underbelly person and the outsider man and the violence. And it's interesting with Scorsese because as violent as his movies are, there's a sweetness and a warmth in the movie. I mean, not only do you feel taken care of because he's such a good filmmaker, but I don't know, it's just interesting how it doesn't feel too violent to me. I guess what I'm saying back to Last Temptation of Christ is that was a huge moment. And then also Taxi Driver after Reagan was attempted.
Hinckley?
Hinckley was sort of...
And he said that Taxi Driver was an inspiration or something? Or
Yes, and he was obsessed with Jodie Foster.
That's right.
So just that there were these two major moments, which a lot of people know, that were big moments in his life of... I guess I didn't realize the extent of the pushback with some of his movies. That's not very interesting to say. But one part that is very good, and I do remember, is so he and De Niro go to Cannes with Jodie Foster to promote Taxi Driver. Tennessee Williams is on a panel and says, "This movie's violent. It's too violent." And they almost shut the movie down. And the thing he changed, Scorsese, was he turned the blood from red to brown in that whole sequence when he comes in and shoots
Well, just in post, or he actually shot
in
it?
post
Okay.
at Harvey Keitel's handoff, and then all that.
Gotcha.
So he's just like, I'll just turn the blood down. In any case, they're in Cannes. Jodie Foster is probably 13 at this point because she was 12 when they did the movie. She speaks French fluently because she's went to Lycée Français in LA. She's such a badass. So at 13, so Scorsese and De Niro, the first screening comes out, and Tennessee Williams is like, this movie's violent. I don't get it. They basically do one press conference and then go in their hotel, and they don't do any press, Scorsese and De Niro, because they can't handle the bad reviews they are afraid of. Jodie Foster at 13 single-handedly does tons of press in fluent French at 13. She's just like, I'll promote the movie. She's so awesome. Then they fly back. It won the Palme d'Or. Is that how to say it? I mean,
Sounds good. Yeah.
It blew up. But I love that they couldn't hack. I'm like that. I can't hack a lot of things.
Oh,
but
I'd be out there. Not in French, but I'd be.
You'd do it anyway. But Jodie Foster is so cool.
Good on her.
That's my takeaway. Jodie Foster.
Amazing. Very cool.
But it's great.
Yeah, I wanna watch it. Obviously this week Oasis-mania overtook Sydney
Oh
this
my
week.
God, it was adorable. We were walking around our new hood, and everyone's having what do you call them here?
Prees.
Prees, which means you're pre-gaming for the show, drinking, blasting Oasis from the cars, from their backyards, young people.
Yeah, it's such a phenomena. I mean, it was kind of an amazing thing just to be in Sydney and feel the city so enraptured by this. We're old friends with Joey Waronker, who's in town playing drums for Oasis, so we got to be in the family and friends bar backstage and saw Andrew from Wolfmother and, a bunch of other
And one of the
sort of
lads,
rockers.
I'm sitting with my daughter and her boyfriend, and we're having a free drink backstage or whatnot. It's not backstage. It's like the side.
Yeah, it's a side bar type thing.
Side part. And one of the lads, I think it was Noel.
I love that this deep into our marriage and our obsession with Oasis, you still kind of can't tell the difference between Liam and Noel.
Well, I was so shocked. I know it was Noel. I'm going to ask Kate. Because his hair, he has that funny, it sort of points up at the top almost.
Yeah, it does. It does point up at the top.
And he came out, I think he was seeing if someone was there, and he looked directly at us and then turned around and walked away.
Oh, you scared him off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me now having seen them live, have you developed a further appreciation of the difference between Liam and Noel?
Yes, very much so. I really got it. I've never seen them live, so I really got. So Liam, it was just so phenomenal. First, the next day I went and was Googling those Parkers. I wanted
the Parker that Liam was wearing.
God. Firstly, he's they both look great, but Liam just will give the little move, the hands behind the back, the little Manchester moves that are so cool.
Yeah.
And I feel he was very hard to understand, and it was so amazing.
I could not understand a word that came out of his mouth except that he shouted out Mr. In Between, which was a bizarre moment in Australian pop culture. Yes.
Which makes sense because this is a great Australian show that's it's sort of like not The Sopranos, but similar in a way. So
it's about a thug with a heart of gold, which is Liam Gallagher.
Exactly.
So it makes sense that he loves
and Mr. In Between, shout out to a great show. And so, but I did hear one thing he said, unless I imagined this and scrambled it in my mind, that he said how great Australia was. And of course, people pump up whatever country or city when you're playing. You want to hype the audience and make them feel happy that they, But he said, Sydney is great. Take care of it. You're lucky. Something to that effect, which I thought was really cool. I think he said that.
Well, it's like a raw rash test. Whatever he actually said, who knows? But that's what you heard. That's what you needed to hear. Yeah.
But yeah, I saw that Noel was just doing his job. And when Noel is singing on his own, it's not the same. I'm not putting it down, but it's different. It's because there's a portion where he sings without
he does his songs,
his songs, which is amazing. But yeah, you can't deny it, chicken fry it, that Liam has this mad frontman charisma.
Yeah, I always thought of it as a lot of people disagree with me about this, but I think Noel is like a strategic and technical genius, and I think Liam is a spiritual genius. And Liam is kind of like one of those mad gurus that sort of just like whacks you on the side of the head and causes enlightenment. Like you don't know why he's doing what he's doing, but his words, his actions, his attitude, they're like riddles. And they tend to provoke you into spaces that you don't expect to find yourself in and are kind of amazing. Whereas Noel is like, just the craftsmanship is so deliberate and incredible.
Yeah, I was crying by the end. I don't know why. I mean, it was the beginning of my nervous breakdown that I'm having, but still, I was crying. I mean, also, it's like a reunion for our generation to, not in the crowd reunion, but just reliving all of that stuff. So it's kind of got a bittersweet thing because you're sort of like, I don't know. It's like you're remembering where you were when you were listening to Oasis and what London was like and New York and wherever you were, just like the groups. But our friend did get Sienna Miller's famous.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if we can, if you want to be saying that story, but anyway. Anyway,
Smile.
leave that to your imagination.
Famous smile.
But also, and this might sound blasphemous, but I actually mean this as a compliment. No one talks about how Oasis are also kind of boring, and that is part of their skill is how much they hold back and how they make you come to them. Do you know what I mean? Like they're not, like we were talking about like how the Red Hot Chili Peppers or the Foo Fighters, they put on such a stadium show, or Green Day. Whereas Oasis, yeah, there's the visuals and whatever, but they basically just stand there and let the songs shine and do their thing. And there is something that harkens back to another era in culture where there was a little more patience and you'd get out there and do your thing and see what experience the audience had, as opposed to like trying to spoon feed ecstasy to them every moment of a show, you know?
Yeah. I mean, he's clearly like, like Noel is not doing much on stage, but delivering the songs and, but Liam is kind of giving a bit of a show, but it is very just like.
Maracas.
Oh my God, the maracas. Giving a little bit of it. But like, do you think Jarvis works harder?
Oh, yeah.
Jarvis
works
is like
absolutely
prancing,
hard. Jarvis is like...
stripping for us.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, not like Frank Sinatra, but he's like,
Yeah.
he's a
school.
front man,
Yeah.
And there was, it's interesting. There was a bittersweetness to seeing anything that big, because for me, that's not my ideal setting to take in music.
Yeah.
It's what you do when something has become such a phenomena that there's actually no other way to play than to get 50 to 100,000 people in a space at a time. But like you're ending up watching screens, basically, which is always a little bit of a, if you're a music fan that likes going to shows, like you want to watch them up close. But so it's kind of funny that the goal, I don't know, of bands is to get so big that you kind of like, there's this forced distance from the audience, which is a little, I don't know, it's a little weird.
Yeah. No, ideally you're close enough where you can kind of, see the person
You
a
want to
little
catch
better.
the nuances.
Yeah,
a
the
little bit or whatever.
nuances.
Earlier in the week, I popped round to the Enmore to see my old mate Rob Thomas do his solo show. And Rob Thomas is just intriguing. I first met him in '96. I did a tour that was the Lemonheads headlining, me in the middle, and Matchbox 20 on first. And they were like these upstarts. They had a major label deal. But, the odds are that any band signed to a major label deal is going to crash and burn, and you're never going to hear of them again after spending a huge amount of money. Basically, that's like how major label deals work. And I'll never forget, I sort of very patronizingly took Rob aside and was like, Rob, you should watch the budget you guys are spending on this tour. Like there's a personal trainer that the label has said they're paying for, but you're paying for that. That's recoupable. And you'll probably never recoup. So like you're saying, so funny. This guy has gone on to make more money than anybody I know in music. So there you go. I'm actually I'm a good pick of talent, but I'm not a good pick of commercial success.
Right.
Like I've missed.
But you have no-
like Bruno Mars. I worked with him. I had no idea he was
Yeah,
going to be. I'm
yeah.
just not good at. I can tell you they're talented, but I cannot tell you they're going
But
to be
you can
huge.
give your advice.
I'll give it unsolicited. I'll give bad advice, unnecessary advice, unsolicited to people that don't need it. But it was really cool seeing Rob, and it was interesting. I had a great hang with him backstage, and I think it's interesting thinking about Noel Gallagher seeing Oasis this week and Rob Thomas, and these artists who are both super intelligent and super kind of weird people. Do you know what I mean? In the best way. I say that lovingly. Like, these are quirky individuals who still manage to communicate down the middle with the masses and make something for everybody. I'm fascinated by that. I think I'm jealous of it. I think I have a part of me that can do that too. I think the part of me that wrote Catch My Disease can do that. I can take my quirks and somehow communicate with everyday people. But I look at guys that can do it like that on that level, and I just I'm kind of blown away.
Yeah.
I'm just blown away by it.
Yeah, sometimes actors I've noticed can be quite interesting as actors, and then in person are kind of, it's maybe the reverse of what you're saying, are not that interesting, but they know how to. Anyway, that's sort of the same, but not the same. But yeah, it is fascinating, the difference between people who know how to communicate something and but in person they might have really good taste.
Well, it's like people who can understand the rhythm of the mainstream.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
understand what normal people feel.
I
what
know.
people feel like, what kids feel like when
yeah.
they're going to their prom or their formal.
Right.
What people feel like when they're coming out to do their first wedding dance. Like, those are universal feelings.
Yeah, yeah.
And there are songwriters at that level who seem to be able to not just remember it, but tap into it and express it. And
No,
it's
true.
amazing.
Well, I'd say you can do that.
Maybe.
Here and there?
Here and there, a little bit. Is Jacaranda season coming to a close sometime soon?
Every day I'm Googling it. I mean, we're still getting people taking pictures of the Jacarandas on our street because there's so many. And I appreciate them. They're incredible. But when they're right over your house, it's a bit tricky. But I keep Googling when does this end? When does this end?
Can you explain this phenomena, particularly to our American listeners?
Well, did you hear the backstory?
Yeah, I think I sent it to you.
It's they were planting them for every baby that was born.
Well, there was a nurse who was giving them as a gift, apparently, to new mothers
and
to take home from the hospital.
But so that would mean that there was a plot of land that you could dig into in front of your house.
Yeah, I guess so.
I
People
don't
were
know.
planting them in front of their houses.
Yeah. So they're great. They're in LA too, and
Okay, and
they're
but do they have that
from-
season where they fall in LA or not as much? Is it
I mean,
so
it's funny
specific?
because it was cute because there was on our block there's one and then another type of tree and then maybe two jacarandas and another, and we were walking and there was some parts of the sidewalk when we were walking the dog that didn't have any, and you were like, how are these people getting their sidewalk so clean? And I was like, well, their tree is not a jacaranda tree, and the minute the jacaranda tree, there's just this purple patch. They're great, but when they get dirty or wet, they're dangerously slippery, and they're just attracting, flies and bees, and they're just kind of mucky once they get yucky.
Yeah, it's they have that quality of snowfall in New York.
Yeah.
Where as they're falling, you're
It's
awestruck
amazing.
by their beauty, and then they become an absolute menace once they hit the ground. Each one of them is a terrorist.
I'm intrigued by these bats, man. There's one bat that comes every evening and hangs in the tree so close. It's insane. And last night we were looking for our neighborhood kitty and just calling, and I was like, Parker, whatever the cat's name is. Piper. And then the bat was responding.
Whoa. So now, as someone who's been known to develop relationships with magpies and other pests in your local area, are you planning on befriending these bats?
Well, not after I was walking through Centennial Park in that bat section and it smelled quite funky. One's the funkiness. I know they just eat fruit, which is wonderful, and bugs probably, which is great. I just like, I don't know. They seem a little like they smell, but every single time I see them flying and they look like a cartoon, they look like a drawing of a bat.
Totally. Let me, I'm just quickly checking the notes and seeing if there's anything.
I'm just amazed that they're like so textbook looking.
Oh, yeah. So we did have some requests, after we did that big push on Berghain, the Rosalía single. There have been some people people are getting turned onto this record. It's obviously it's like the countercultural crossover into pop phenomena of the year. It's huge. The album Lux, I think as it's pronounced in it's a Latin reference, but it's people are blown away by this record. Jerry Beckley texted me from America saying, I listened to this because you talked about it. It is the first album I've listened to from beginning to end in years. Josh Radnor was like, this record's unbelievable. Like, it is such a joy seeing it connect with everybody.
It's fun putting it on just in the house. I didn't realize because she's Spanish, which is European, there was feelings about her doing the Gwen Stefani thing of like she used to play into kind of Caribbean and
there's some
Latin.
There's some inner Latin debate about cultural appropriation and whatnot.
And the timing, that's the thing. It's funny though. They're like, now that there's ice and she's now becoming more European, but I don't believe in.
I think that's you're picking the wrong enemy. You know what I mean? This is someone who's taking international music to the world stage, done in complete beauty and integrity. Like the idea that this person's the enemy is like ridiculous.
Yeah, and being turned on. I mean, I'm not going to speak about it because it's like, whatever, not for me too. But I think with when we were explaining to my stepfather what is appropriation and when is it okay, like I'll kind of never forget that like people were wearing like fabric from Kenya who weren't African, and someone from Kenya or I don't know, or West Africa something was saying, well, if the person knows about it and they're into it, like if they're wearing a skirt that's like made of that fabric, and you know what I mean? It sort of depends on who's doing it.
Yeah,
like Cher dressing up like
Native American.
Like you'll give a pass.
No, but Rosalía is like, she's a music scholar. She worked for, say, the reggaeton thing. It was all with local producers who gave her permission to use those. Like, I just think there's bigger problems in the world. Anyway, the album is incredible.
Yeah, I'm sure that there's examples of people. What did you think of Eminem and the Beastie Boys? Like people.
Exactly. Like I think that's fine.
But what's an example of it being not cool? Do you think?
Oh gosh.
I mean, there's big examples in the past. Think of it like
Joni Mitchell wearing blackface.
Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot about that.
That would be one that you go, no, not so good. Thank you. No, love you, Joni, but no, thank you.
No bueno, as people say.
But honestly, like I just think if it's good, it's good.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like honestly, when something is fantastic, however you got there, I'm all good with it. I announced about 40 shows this week.
You doing any cultural appropriation?
Lots.
You gonna dress up like a cowboy?
Is that cultural? Yeah, I guess American.
No, I just American. I guess I'm still
appropriating Newtown culture.
Or what is it? It's like
I'm an
Enmore or Newtown?
Enmore. Yeah, I like the idea. That's actually really funny. I do think there is Eastern suburbs culturally appropriating the Inner West allegations that I'm not sure I can beat.
We're gonna get onto Newtown. Who's the Instagrammer? Newtown.
Oh, Newtown affirmations. Yeah. But yeah, so those shows are all on sale and some of them are selling really well. I'm going to do a big announcement with all the different Aussie acts who are going to be opening. There's great artists opening all the shows, so it's going to be really exciting.
I once did a photo shoot with my brother where we were wearing high-end ski clothes for some reason, and that was appropriation because I'm not a good skier.
But not cultural, athletic appropriation.
Exactly, athletic. And I remember feeling there's so many photo shoots that I felt so embarrassed. And it's really funny how much embarrassing stuff you have to do.
Are you excited about anything particular this week as we come into a new week?
I'm excited to...
Ending a nervous breakdown, potentially.
Yeah, I want to start a new painting because it's like that funny. I love that I've done a series that are really nice, and you were startled. They're startling, which is good.
They're vulnerable.
Yeah. You got it. You got startled.
I did.
But I want to pick another image to paint, and I will do that. So I'm looking forward to getting over that hump.
Cool.
And what else? Yeah, I'm excited to kind of like, we need an outdoor table, you know me.
Yeah.
We're going to try bouldering again. Ben used to be really into rock climbing.
Super into it.
So there's a place nearby.
I'm going on Thursday down to Melbourne for the day to work on something a little bit secret with Mole Rat. That's going to be fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Just
I've
for the
got,
day.
yeah, I mean, there's something I'm working on, a writing project that I'm excited about.
Me too.
So yeah, there's some work that's good. It's so funny being a woman and being me. I don't believe that I'm doing anything. Like, you know how sometimes there's like men are like have a sort of inflated ego, and mine is deflated in certain ways.
I know you often think you're not doing anything when you're doing 50 things.
Yeah, and just like I don't do enough, and then I have to look back and think, yeah, I am doing a lot. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to settle in a little more to our new spot.
Well, beautiful babies, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
I love potting with you, Ione, and I'm glad as we move through this dark night of the soul, I'm honored to continue standing by you.
Thank
through
you.
this process. I know I've not been the perfect partner throughout it all. Not my compassion levels have varied.
No, believe
sometimes
me.
Intensely compassionate, sometimes intensely frustrated.
Yes.
But all in all,
when you go through something, I am. Unless it's like I want you to go through it the way I want you to go through it.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It's like, remember when Goldie was little and we would play, like we would like throw her on the bed and say something funny when they're really little and they like that. And like she always had a script for us. No, say that. Say it like this. Like we had to do it the way she wanted us.
She was trying to like recreate an experience.
Yeah.
Do you remember the funny thing?
A lot of rules. I have a lot of rules for how you should suffer.
And how I should support you too.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you remember last night that funny thing that we were looking at Goldie admiringly, looking at our 16-year-old daughter across the table from us, turning into a fine young woman, and we just said, "Can you believe it? We made her out of eggs and semen. We created her." And you added,
I said, "And God, and
there
God."
you go. All right, beautiful babies. Talk to you soon.
Together we're weirder together.